Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sharp Side Saturdays. We got a great crew for you this morning. We've got John Kelly giving out his favorite NFL bet for tomorrow. We have Max Birner giving his favorite bet for the MLB playoffs. So without further ado, John, I'm going to pass it to you first. A lot of people know you from your UFC stuff, your Dana White Contender Series picks, but I said I want the world to see the other side of John Kelly. He's an NFL guru as well. So tell the people what they should be on for tomorrow.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on, Andrew. I try to tune in every week, so I like what you're doing here. Like you said, we're going to look at the NFL slate tomorrow, and I have a bet that I'm really excited about. The Eagles are going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. I believe they're a 5.5-point favorite, but I actually like a different angle in this one. The first half spread is only 3.5 at -105 on FanDuel. I love this bet for a couple reasons. For starters, we know Arizona has notoriously struggled to move the ball on offense, but particularly in the first half. They've been outscored 66-16 in the first half through the first 4 weeks of the season. They've had just one touchdown, and that came in week 1 in the first half of the season. So they haven't even scored a touchdown in the last 3 weeks in the first half. And now they're going up against a high-powered Eagles offense that likes to put points on the board early and then kind of take their foot off the gas pedal and cruise with the lead, rely on their run game. The Eagles have actually scored 20 or more first half points every single week this season. So this is going to be one where I think the Eagles are going to put up points, and I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to keep pace. So I like the Eagles. It's only a 3.5-point first half spread. It's to win 2 units for me.
Yeah, I love that play. And as someone who has a Jalen Hurts MVP future, I hope the Eagles continue their success. I mean, I think they have the easiest schedule in football the rest of the way out. So, or at least it was that way a week or two ago. I'm not sure if it still is, but 4-0, good schedule coming up. Jalen Hurts has been playing well. I think that's down to what, like plus 500, plus 600 now, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
So
Something like that, yeah.
I'm hoping he continues his winning ways. On to the MLB slate. Max, what do you like today?
Yeah, so I'm going to start us off with the first game of the day at noon, actually. I'm taking the Guardians money line. It's -115. I do love the pitcher matchup today. You have two great pitchers going in Tyler Glasnow and Tristan McKenzie. But the thing about Glasnow is he's still coming back from injury. His last 2 starts have gone 3 innings apiece, and I don't know how extended he can get. And while the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen is outstanding and probably the best in baseball, the Guardians, I apologize, just have that extra Jose Ramirez, the extra player that's going to get them over the hump here. And with a pitcher like Tristan McKenzie, when he struggles, he gives up a lot of home runs. He gave up 10 home runs in June, and then after that, settled down, and in his last 30 days has given up 2 home runs. The Rays aren't a team who's just going to put the ball over the fence, which is what Tristan McKenzie's biggest weakness is. And actually, in his second to last regular season start, he went 6 innings and threw 1-run ball with 6 strikeouts against the Rays in a game the Guardians won 2-1 in extra innings. The Guardians are 5-2 against the Rays this year, and I do think that continues with a sweep today.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Glasnow is one of those pitchers who I watched for years. Obviously, being a Yankees fan, they play the Rays a lot. Extremely talented, but coming back from an injury this soon, I mean, at this point in the season, you don't really have the time to get your legs under you, to get settled in. So I think it's a tall ask for him coming back. I like that Guardians play as well. As a Yankees fan, I'll be watching this one closely. No UFC today, as you guys know, which makes my job a little bit harder. I'll foreshadow to next week a little bit for the UFC October 15th card. Don't have a ton I like on there. I do think there's still some value on Askar Askarov, though, especially if you could pick off one of those slower to move lines. He's still -215 at Bet Rivers, -215 at Unibet, -225 at FanDuel. I think he's a much better positional grappler than Brandon Royval. I think Royval is going to need to kind of meme a submission here, which is possible. I just don't think you could price it that high. Askarov probably the better distance striker, better wrestler. Royval willing to accept bottom control, looking for a submission. So I like Askar Askarov here. I think you're probably good to bet that until like -233. So if you could find one of those slower to move lines that I aforementioned, DraftKings -230 as well. I think this is probably the last of the number. But okay, thank you all for tuning in today. I'm going to pass it back to these guys. John, where can they find you on Twitter?
Yeah, you can always find me tweeting out some nonsense at John Kelly DFS. That's where I plug all my content throughout the week as well.
Cool. Max?
Yeah, mine is just MBIRNR. So just my name without a letter.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Just to recap, I like Askar Askarov. John likes the I almost said the Phillies. We were talking about baseball.
I
John
like
likes
the Phillies too.
Yeah, the Eagles first half spread, and Max is going with Guardians on the money line. So let's have ourselves another winning week, and I'll catch you all next Saturday at 10 a.m. for another show. Thanks, guys.